Okay, guys. So this is a channeled message. I'm not even gonna like really just wait for people to get on here. I know that's kind of fucked up, but there's a lot to this message, and I'm kind of nervous to do this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it before you guys before you guys like get on here. Hi guys. Good morning. So this is a very important channel message. It's gonna be a little lengthy, not too lengthy, but like about 10 to 15 minutes. All right. So, okay, before we get into this channel message, you guys, this is actually based on Proverbs 8. I was saying how I'm kind of nervous to do this message, but this is really important message. Okay. So, the title of this channeled message is "Wisdom is Her Name." I have like these notes here. So like if I'm looking down, y'all, it's because I'm looking at these notes. All right. So now, what is wisdom? Wisdom is the ability to discern based off past traumas and experiences. This is the way knowledge or pain is implied. All right. So good morning, you guys. I'm a little nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I do not know. Okay. So wisdom. All right. Basically, wisdom is the ability to discern based off of past traumas and experiences, the way knowledge or pain is implied. I had to say that 2 times for the people that are just now coming in. This is the topic, the discussion of this channel message. Now, I'm going over some notes before we actually get into the actual verse of what we're going to be talking about, just because I need you guys to have a visual understanding of how in depth this is, or you guys know that I'm helping you guys us to decode biblical context and text so that we are better to understand things of that nature. All right. So wisdom is the freedom to make decisions without the element of confusion. Everyone knows that when you are confused, when you are not sure on where to go, it kind of like deters your ability to manifest, to bring in those things that you're needing to attract. Right. So without the element of confusion, because you are able to vividly see both sides. So wisdom is the freedom to make decisions without the element of confusion, because you are able to vividly see both sides. Now, you guys, I always talk about like the opposite ends of two coins. So basically like double entendres, or things having like two meanings. Okay, so this is kind of where that's coming from. Okay, wisdom is just, but wisdom can hurt. So when we talk about wisdom, this is actually perfect. I noticed something, y'all, yesterday. I have my tarot cards in my pocket. Do not judge me. So for all tarot readers, let me enlighten you about something. Have y'all ever looked at the Ace of Swords? If you have this deck, have you ever looked at the Ace of Swords? Let me show you something. So I look at the Ace of Swords, right? A lot of times I look at this card, right? Do y'all see these lines here? Like it's almost as if like the Matrix, right? So if you look at the Ace of Swords, you turn it. Well, this to me, like this is like a vagina. Like this is an eye, okay? So eye for eye. But it's almost as if wisdom is the truth, okay? Wisdom is the ability to see through the matrix. All right. Discernment is knowing how to make a decision. All right, let's continue. Trauma and pain breeds wisdom. Wisdom is the embodiment of your emotional body. So this is like the psyche. This is the psychological brain. This is your psychic gifts. These are things that you cannot see because, of course, um, God is not God is not a being. Like God is a being, but God is an energy, right? So we hear these people, or we hear people talk about like he and he and he, and God is not a he because it's an energy, right? Now, if we want to talk about massive and masculine and feminine energies, now in that perspective, God is a masculine, but you got to understand, if God is the embodiment of all yin and yang, he is the alpha and omega. So there is no he. So it is basically a it, or a overall agenda, right? So let's continue to go. Now, wisdom is the same as water, the same water you drink along with the nourishment you seek. Now, You guys got to understand that. You guys know that our body as humans, we're made of 75% water. Now, I told you guys in, I think, another pick a card, I said something about Jesus being a Pisces. Not because if you guys always see like about Christianity, you see those two fishes, right? Pisces is fish, right? Now, fish, the ability to swim, the ability to breathe underwater. Are you guys with me? The ability to breathe underwater, so the ability to survive when you were supposed to die, right? Because you got to understand, I don't think that fishes, before they were actually like amphibians living underwater, they actually had like gills and the ability to, you know what I'm saying, adapt in those type of circumstances. But you know, the environments, as time passed, things of that nature, there's certain adaptivities that they acquired. All right. Now let's keep going. So I had a channel message as well about regions. I don't know why though. I deleted it because I thought it was dumb, but I'm now understanding like it's not dumb. Now, regions, where what you eat, like you guys know, like where you live at is going to determine like how you look, how your children look, what they learn, what they eat, all this shit like that, right? So your regions, the nourishment that you seek, whether that be through food, whether that be through reading, whether that be through who you watch, is all like basically, it's in, how do I say this? It's an addition into not only yourself but your generational wealth, your generational genetics and things of that nature as well. Now let's continue to go on. Wisdom cannot be reached if you are first in a lower vibration, or if you refuse to acknowledge or let go of the past experiences that you've experienced. Okay, so hey you guys, so let's first talk about this. In order for you to discern, right? And I talk about discernment so much in my videos because that is so important for God, for you guys to understand that being able to know when someone has good intentions for you and when someone doesn't is very important, because God is going to continue to test you, especially you guys with like those psychic gifts, those spiritual gifts. Even if you don't, if you're in the music industry, you know what I'm saying, it's corrupt. If you're in any type of industry, if you're a model, it's like it's so many things that go on behind the scenes. And let's be very, very honest, like it happens, you know, when we talk about the sex trafficking and the rape, and you know, you got to do things for these deals and all that shit, it happens. So you need to have discernment, right? Because I talk about this as well all the time. When you are using your gifts, all right, and you're signing your name on a paper, not only are your gifts are meant to be used, because like I was telling you guys, that Six of Pentacle energy, whatever. I'm off subject, let's keep going. All right, now, you cannot, wisdom cannot be reached if you are first in a lower vibration, right? So if you are confused, the universe is confused on what to give you, right? Or if you refuse to acknowledge or let go of past traumas. Now, as an example, say for instance, you were in a very toxic relationship, or you were with a karmic partner, right? So someone who kind of brought out the worst in you rather than the best, right? But it's all about how we look at a situation. It's all about how we visualize something. It's all about how we heal from a situation, right? Because say for instance, someone put you through a whole bunch of trauma, right? But if you look at it on the other aspect, right, it's almost as if, well, damn, this person, not only did they put me through trauma, but you guys got to understand, trauma is talent. Trauma is smartness. Trauma, sorry, it's a tongue twister. Shit. Trauma is what's going to breed that strength, that agility, that mental agility, those things, that survival tactics, right? So when you go into like the trauma, I'm gonna read you guys' comments in just a second because I gotta make sure that I'm staying on top of what I gotta say, y'all. Now, yeah. So say for instance, you're in a relationship, right? And you jump into another relationship right after that relationship without healing. You guys, I swear to goodness, when I was in this class, you guys, my teacher, he told me, and this was like the first class that I had, and it was like so interesting because this class, I had it when I was actually going through my spiritual awakening, and it was a Bible decomposition class. So basically what he would do is he would decode the Bible, right? So it was like he was giving us a whole different perspective on religion, on the things that we're all believing in, right? Because when you can change the perception of a group, a mass, things of that nature, then you are able to heal on massive scales, right? So now let's keep going, y'all. If you do not heal your trauma, you're going to carry on trauma, right? Hurt people hurt people. You gotta also understand, if you are not healing, healing is the ability to alchemize. Healing is the ability to transition, transform, right? You're putting your genetics, your children, at a stop, right? Because they cannot heal what you have not healed, right? Unless you are, like, of course, like a black sheep, or you're someone who's going through, like, honestly, you guys, I have no idea how I reached this spiritual euphoria like that I'm reaching. And I say euphoria because I feel like I've reached a point where, like, knowledge just like but I feel like it was because in a spiritual aspect I was killed over and over and over. Like, I kept having people do malicious ass shit to me, and it was almost as if God was like, what are you going to do? Are you going to give up? Are you going to keep fighting? And so it was like, I learned to keep fighting. I learned that solitude is not bad. I learned that, when people do you wrong, that's not bad, because you have to be able to look at both sides of the perspective, right? You have to be able to say, okay, well, why is God allowing this person, or why are these people keep hurting me? What is it about me that I need to figure out, right? So it's like, it's so much more than one side. Okay, so that's why discernment is very important. You guys, when you see the high priestess has two. Okay, there's two veils, there's not just one. All right, so let's keep going. Wisdom may never appear if you cannot have a visual approach to God and what the energy consumes. I also put in parentheses the Ten Commandments. You guys may want to look those up here. The way that I read, the way that I decode, because I tell you guys, I'm not religious, I'm very spiritual. Okay, I actually decode, like, say for instance, like, I decode on a spiritual aspect. So, say for instance, you're looking at the Ten Commandments, right? And say for instance, they say just how we did the breakdown of the marrying of souls. It's just like that. So, people, if you're not with that Ace of Swords energy, you cannot see the veils, the matrix. And shout out to somebody who just emailed me the other day. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm noticing a whole bunch of shit because you're noticing the vortex." You see what I'm saying? All right, now what? Okay, we're going into another subject now, y'all. I'm telling you guys basically all the things that you guys need to know before I read this Proverbs to you, okay? Now, what is to call, okay? Or what is to call out? All right. So you guys, we talk about, yeah, you're calling to be called, to be chosen. Many people are actually called, but will you pick up the damn phone? You know how, like, say for instance, you have an accept button, you have a decline button. Are you going to accept the call, or are you going to decline the call? Also, um, if you are, say for instance, you can let somebody tell you knowledge all day. You can be watching videos, letting somebody feed you knowledge, paying for knowledge all day. If you are not applying that knowledge, it does not matter. If you are not applying your knowledge, it does not matter. In order for you to obtain, all right, this is not only about, like, okay, I'm hearing this knowledge, right? Okay, I'm understanding what's going on. This is about you applying your knowledge, right? So I always tell you guys about my readings, because I tell you guys, I really don't care. I don't give no fucks about the money shit. When you come to me, you guys, and you guys want me to tell you things basically about yourself, but you're not applying that knowledge, you're still going to be held back, not because of, like, it's like, damn, I can't even, like, explain what I'm trying to say. If you're not able to apply that knowledge, you guys, you're not going to able to go far for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're all students and teachers, but you don't want to be a student all your life. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to be a teacher. So make sure when you are getting this wisdom, this knowledge, that you're applying the knowledge, that you're not just getting it to say, like, oh, well, I'm knowledgeable. What the fuck are you doing with the knowledge, right? So let's keep going. Now, the call is when God tells you something that may warn you, guide you, or lead you in some type of way. All right. So, say for instance, you're seeing omens. God is telling you this guy's not good for you. This situation's not good for you, but you're not listening, right? Say for instance, even because some people, I'm not even gonna lie, some people actually learn through other people, right? Because say for instance, God sends messengers to you, right? There's some people who are autodidact, which is you learn from yourself, you learn from your self expressions, things of that nature. And some people, they don't learn that way, right? So that student and teacher thing again, right? So then we have sorry guys, because it's a lot of freaking words. All right, so whatever. Yet, okay, so then I say, yet, like previously referenced, if you do not know God, you cannot receive wisdom, which means you will not receive the call. So, how the hell are you going to answer a call that you don't even know someone's calling you, right? So, say for instance, God's trying to show you what the freak you're supposed to be doing, but you don't even know that it's God. So, I get a lot of times people asking me, like, how do you know that you're clairvoyant? How do you know that the voices that you're hearing is from higher above? That is wisdom, you guys. That is the ability to discern. Discernment is the tool of swords energy. This is starting off on lower vibrations. We're not even in the major arcana yet. This is like minuscule shit that we got to learn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to start at the basics. Can you make discernment? Can you make a choice? You know what I'm saying? Can you decide? Because when you are chosen, when you are called, you have to make decisions for other people because you are put in the forefront, right? Because there's going to be things that you are expected to do that others won't. So, say for instance, everyone sees something that's going on very corrupt, very unjust. No one's going to speak out about it, but you're supposed to. Why? Because wisdom, to call out is to tell the truth. This Ace of Swords energy, God is not going to put somebody in the forefront if they are not calling out, right? Also, to call out is to discern between a lie, right? Anytime, y'all, anytime I post something and it's basically based off of something that I've seen. So say for instance, this is an example when I tell you guys, okay, be weary of tarot readers who whoop de whoop de whoop, right? This is something of observation. Okay, so you guys be observant. Now let's keep going. Okay. You cannot receive wisdom, which means you will not receive the call because I already read that. I'm sorry, guys. Now, why is wisdom a her while God is a he? Now, this is important. Wisdom is the embodiment of the divine feminine energy. Let me say that one more time. Wisdom is the embodiment of the divine feminine energy. The people who stayed for this message, the letter from God, I'm almost done with this, but this is the most important. This letter from God. All right. Now, sorry guys. So of course, wisdom is divine feminine energy, which is transferred to you by others through people, through guardians. So this could be through your mother, through your grandmother. You know what I'm saying? People telling you the things like older figures, okay? Or it can be transferred to you by the taste of fire. All right. This is my last note before we get into the Proverbs and then the letter from God. Now, what is to be tasted by fire? Now, if you guys watch that domino effect video for fire starters, if you are a fire sign, all right, if you have a fire moon, you are more of a fire sign than the fire sign suns, just to let you know. But yeah, let's go ahead. So to be tasted by fire is to taste the most vile, toxic, and hated parts of yourself, rather spiritually, mentally, or physically. Now, when you say that, doesn't it sound so harsh, right? Because that's what it is. Imagine like walking on coals type shit. You know how like Buddhists they have to walk on coals. I think it's monks. Excuse me for my ignorance about that situation, but it's painful. But it's like it's basically to show them that after the pain, it's almost as if you get sweet bliss, right? So now when you taste your fire, this causes extreme truths, realizations to be brought to the forefront, the consciousness, the third eye, right? Okay. Um, like imagine an arson, you guys. I didn't finish writing that, but it is what it is. Now, here is finally, you guys, the thing that this all was based off of. So you guys, you want to go to Proverbs 8. Okay. It says, does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? At the highest point along the way where both paths meet, she takes her stand. To you, O people, I call out, I raise my voice to all mankind. You who are simple, gain providence. You who are foolish, set your hearts on it. Listen, for I have trustworthy things to say. I open my lips to speak what is right. My mouth speaks what is right. My mouth speaks what is true. For my lips detest wickedness. All the words of my mouth are just. None of them are crooked or perverse. That's the quote. Now, This is the thing that I'm really afraid about sharing with you guys. Literally, you guys, I tell you guys I talk to God a lot, and I really do. But me and God wrote this letter for you guys, and I was kind of scared to share this because I'm not gonna. It's very controversial, but I'm gonna share it. Okay. By faith, we understand that the universe was formed at God's command, so that what is seen was not made out of what was visible. Sit at my right hand until I make your enemies a footstool for your feet. Ye will reign over Jacob's descendants forever. His kingdom will never end. For since the message spoken through angels was binding, and every violation in obedience received punishment, he had provided, I don't know. I think it is persecutions for sins, and sat down at the right hand at the majesty in heaven. Hold on, y'all. Dang, y'all, I did not. I guess that'll be it for now. So, this is the message for you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video.